to build up all the anticipation.
Wait for it.
Let's say hypothetically that I don't know anything about fly fishing.
Yeah, right?
It was like this instant 8-way man crush.
I'm on the fence.
The time we've been doing this podcast, I've never seen Uncle Buck perk up his butt. It's dolphin procreation. Like you just flipped up out of your chair.
Yeah, he just blew out his blowhole.
What you talking about?
And that's pretty much my dream coming true is to actually meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the humblest guy I know.
Humble. Work and do trade shows in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You meet some pretty wild guys.
You blew it! I'm the worst PR person ever. Fire me.
And welcome back, everybody. You are with Rutten River Pursuits, and you are in the current.
Paddles down.
Yeah, buddy.
Whoa. A lot of action tonight in the current. Who do I have with me?
This is Dave.
This is Catfish.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Steve.
I'm Will.
And I'm ready to get going, guys. What a week to come. Let's talk about it. What's been going on, guys?
You're excited about what's in the future current.
Current future.
You can see it in your pupils across the table.
Current future.
We'll talk about that. Let's talk about what happened this week.
Let's don't even look forward. Let's look back right now.
Let's bump back a little further than a week.
We had a brother go missing, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a brother go missing.
I went off the grid.
You went way off the grid.
Deliverance stuff.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
And it had me a little nervous.
I didn't hear banjo music, so we were good.
But you had your recurve bow.
Yeah.
Where were you?
And Burt Reynolds.
I was up in above Snowshoe area of Pennsylvania in Clearfield County area and on the west branch of Susquehanna River. And I was on a 4-day canoe trip.
All right, Catfish. Who you got anything?
Yep, that's it.
I want to hear now. Our listeners haven't heard about this trip, but I want to elaborate real quickly on what most people that go camping, because I'm not going to be a hypocrite because we just spent 2 days preparing for the Canadian trip on cooking food, Lacey, but your trip to the west branch of the Susquehanna has to be told of what you guys actually ate. What did you guys have for dinner? Because it sounded pretty not camping-ish.
Everything was pretty much made over a fire or heated up over a fire. Oddly enough, it's a group of us, 7 of us that are on this canoe trip. We paddle about 54 miles
Annually.
Yeah,
High school buds.
High school buds.
Yeah.
So this is the 5th.
Non-R2 people.
Not us.
Sorry, you guys.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Go
ahead.
paddling every year.
People want to know that we're not there.
Yeah, you
Even
guys.
though there were 7 people, it wasn't this 7.
Bizarro R2.
Yeah.
R2, the second group.
They
Go ahead.
seem like pretty cool guys.
I want to hear about these dinners because I caught some wind of some pretty amazing food going on.
The one guy, his wife packages him up every meal, okay?
Yeah.
My wife doesn't do this. I have to figure out what I'm eating and pull stuff out of the freezer.
You want me to say something?
Nah.
Should we
She won't listen to the podcast probably either, so.
All right.
Wait. Why would she not do it?
Well, it's my canoe trip, so I need to get the food together.
It's my 40th birthday trip to Canada. Lacey just cooked for 2 solid days so that Buck don't starve.
My wife's a great lady, but
Thank you, Lacey.
But sometimes.
Here's the.
Sometimes
I'm not going to interrupt you again, but here's the real, true fact of why she did not make your dinners for you. Because you cut your beard off to go on this trip.
Zero respect.
She would have cooked you mountains of food had you kept your beard and went.
Yeah,
As he
definitely.
shaved the beard, there goes the respect.
Yeah.
But the one guy showed up with back straps that was stuffed with crab meat and wrapped in bacon.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
And so he just warmed it up over the campfire. It was in aluminum foil and everything.
Did he share?
He did share a little bit. We all do our own dinners, but we kind of share because we make way too much food, pack way too much gear. As any camping experience happens. And Yeah, so like one night I made some duck breast and like ramen noodles, and I had some back straps, some other stuff, and it's all grilling, a lot of meat. You get the meat sweats by about day 3.
Yeah.
So one year a guy brought shrimp. He steamed shrimp over the fire. Yeah,
He kept shrimp in a cooler?
Yeah, he had them frozen.
Wow.
Nobody ate them because we expected him to get like sick. He never got sick. He must have a iron stomach or something like that. But
is that salmonella?
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a good time if you get sick from that.
Salmonella.
Yeah.
So tell me too, real quick. That sounds great. Tell me too, real quick, what the canoe trip. There's parts on the west branch of the Susquehanna that aren't canoe friendly.
Yeah, there's definitely, depending on water level, you get some pretty good rapids. It gets a little.
And the water was up this year.
Water was up, so that's a good thing because if it's too low, you're going to bottom out because we have heavy canoes. I mean, because you're packed in, everything you're living off of for 4 days is in that canoe.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
this is exactly what the camper is going to look like tomorrow. We'll get in.
We got 10 days to survive.
But like you can normally somebody every year falls out of a canoe.
Yeah,
there's just something that goes wrong.
Old tippy canoe.
Yeah, or you see somebody like the other year we were in our campsite and people were going down in front of us waving to us, and boom, there goes their canoe, just flipped over. Because everything's moving pretty fast in that section. There's not so much of the big rapids. I don't know what class they would be. Like rapids go in, I think, a 1 through 5 or 1 through 6.
Sounds about right.
Category.
1 through 5, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what they would be, but they would definitely be on the 3 or lower. But you're in a heavy canoe. It gets
it's
gnarly.
top heavy. It's weighted down to boot. Right.
So I mean, what happened? It's probably like all hands on deck at that point.
Yeah, if somebody flips, you gotta, make sure that they're okay, and you're also trying to get gear, and because most things are in dry bags, so for protection if it rains or just a leaky, water getting in the canoe,
leaky deeky,
and you're trying to pick up stuff, make sure people are okay, get their canoe to the side, and it's everybody else is trying to help. It's a fire drill going on.
Stevie'd be screaming, "Get my rods! Forget about the rest."
Well, this year,
I was
the one canoe that went over lost 2 fishing rods because they were heavy, like they were the heavier things, Yeah. So in 1 year,
they make rod leashes for a reason.
Yeah.
1 year,
we're gonna get down this river, aren't we, Regiment?
1 year, the guys who flipped, I was actually sharing a tent with them, so our tent was completely soaked because they flipped. The tent was too big to go in a dry bag, and so we had to make camp sooner than later to dry things out before it got dark. And you do have to pay attention to where you are. There's a lot of campsites throughout there, but you don't want to bushwhack and create your own campsite. And it can get, depending on weather, you got to watch weather and watch
your
how
dry
it flows.
case.
Yes,
you did.
I did.
How'd that work?
Oh, it worked perfectly.
Those things are pretty awesome.
Yeah, the cell phone one, and yeah.
So you saw some pretty country, because up in the West Branch, there's a lot of rugged. There's a lot of river up there that there's nothing on the banks. Nothing.
Yeah. So we put in at Shawville and take out at Keating.
Okay.
Those are the towns. You go through Carthus on the way. And like last year, we saw some elk from our camp the one morning. I woke up to take a leak, and another buddy, he was out of his tent, and he's whispering. It's early. It's like 5:30. He's whispering. He's like, "Hey, there's elk up there." And you could see there was a cow elk and a calf, and they're running around. Yeah,
cool.
This beautiful country up there.
Yeah, this year we saw a lot of deer that way and some turkey. That was pretty much it on wildlife. We had one year we had a porcupine in camp first thing in the morning.
It must have been north of Interstate 81.
There's always water snakes on the Susquehanna.
We didn't see too many snakes this year.
Might be early yet too.
Yeah, the water was definitely cold. We swam a little bit, but on purpose. We didn't other than the guys flipping and being in the water. We went out in our campsite and we would just had fun in the water, played some wiffle ball, threw a football.
How many hours a day are you paddling? I don't want to belabor this conversation.
So we stretch
Belabor away, bud.
We stretch our trip to 4 days. It's really a 3-day trip. But years ago, we knew that there could be rain on our 3 days. So we said, hey, let's do 4 days.
This year it was you knew there might be sun at some point.
Exactly. So in doing that, we have a designated full camp day where we're not going to paddle at all. We're just going to goof off.
Play wiffle ball. Eat backstraps.
Have an awesome campfire for the day. And if that happens to be a rain day, then we're under tarps and we can just be dry.
Chill out.
Yep. Hang out. Have fun.
It sounds horrible. I'm glad I wasn't invited at all.
It's pretty rough.
Sounds terrible.
Definitely is. But
someone probably has to die before we get that.
well, this seems to be like, or get married. This started out as a bachelor party trip for one of the guys.
I know you're married?
He lies about it. That's why she doesn't cook the food.
No, so everybody, I think
he'd be kicked out.
Most of the guys are married now, so it's been going through that. It's been a bachelor party for each of the guys over the years.
This is the we want to be bachelors again party.
Yeah. Some of the other guys. So there's a couple that are still single. So, but
I'm glad you had fun.
It's a good time. It's cool. And like you guys said, I kind of disappeared because there was no cell service at all in a good stretch of it.
That's good to have that every once in a while.
It was nice.
Unplugged.
That's gonna freak Will out next week. We're gonna be out of any kind of.
I don't like that.
There is absolutely no electronics other than walkie-talkies next week for 5 days.
Not cool.
Do you have a pager? Would a pager work?
I don't think so. Unless you have service. No. I mean, you can send smoke signals up in Canada as far as
they have water and they have septic or something like that. No electric.
Yeah.
Septic is in a privy.
I don't know what it is.
It's a big tank that they hook into or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not privy to that.
Good one, buddy. But yeah, so I had a good time. It's our annual tradition it's like we said, this is the 5th year most of us been going, and it's all guys from high school.
And you, if I remember correctly, you guys have designated dudes that, like, you guys are kayak mates for life.
For life until somebody dies.
Like koala bears.
Yeah, we made it for life.
Hummingbirds.
Eels.
Yeah, so my canoe mate, he actually...
Like pout.
Eels.
My canoe mate actually drives in from Colorado. But yeah, it was a good time. It's a lot of fun. It's a different... We were talking, there has been maybe a topic hat-ish question that could be, what would you do in the outdoors? You guys answered that when I was away, right?
Fishing,
so this is one of those things that we don't really fish because you got to concentrate on paddling for the most part. Once we get to camp, we'll do a little fishing, but this is one of those outdoor activities. It's not hunting and fishing that I really enjoy and look forward to.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I just didn't know that I knew that this happens.
Yeah.
I didn't anticipate it, nor did I know how long you were going to be gone.
Yeah.
And that was kind of rough on us.
Sorry, bud.
Next year, I guess I'll be way more prepared and, actually look forward to you leaving.
You weren't ready for the dead.
Can't miss him if he doesn't leave, Will.
When your radio silence, like half my phone activity is gone.
Yeah.
For the day.
He was wondering why his battery lasted all day long.
I'm glad you had fun, dude.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
You've been fishing a lot, though, bud.
We've been killing it.
Yeah.
Spring bass has been, early summer bass has been hot, yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Would this be the post-spawn bass?
It is, yep. They're off their beds. They're actually further away from the bank. Yeah, I would say it's post-spawn now. We have not caught any bass in the last 2 weeks that have actually had any eggs in them at all. So the aggravation the aggression hasn't slowed down yet, though. I mean, they're still attacking baits with force. So
is that because they're guarding the fry?
Correct. Yep.
So they spawned out. They had their nest.
Yep. They're still around the nest, but they don't stick with it all day and like constantly like they were. Like you can if you look down on top of a bass bed, you can watch a bass. The boat will go right under it. Won't move. It'll just turn and spin and look. But now that they're venturing away a little bit, we're actually not catching them. We're catching them on both sides of the boat, no matter where you throw, not just 3 feet from the bank constantly. Will caught some real nice fish this week, throwing on the opposite side of the boat, not towards the bank. So
pontoons, docks,
a few tree limbs,
trees that weren't even there when I threw it.
Were you having trouble casting, bud?
Yeah. So let's back up. So Will come down. We took the boat out quite a few times. The boat's been out a good bit lately.
Yeah.
So what's new really with me is Will's been fishing with me a good bit. Will has had epic days. He had one bad morning where he made 5 bad casts in a row. Which ate up 45 minutes of trying to get whopper ploppers back.
The worst part was once I caught on to like my
how fun it is to throw in trees. You just decide to keep doing it.
Yes. Yeah. And we got that on video, how to get a whopper plopper out of a tree. Mm-hmm. But once I threw a bunch of times, I caught onto my swim bait, the old Kitech. You get used to that distance, and then what did I do? That's not working, so I'm going to jump over to whopper plopper. And it was like a brand new, learning curve, and I just was off. I don't have a lot of problems casting.
You didn't miss the bank, though. Like, he didn't overcast the bank by, 2 or 3 feet past the bank. This tree was 5 feet up the bank, and it was 25 feet up in the tree. So had there been no tree, he would have casted 40 yards,
to the street.
Yeah.
Past the house to the street.
And it was great, though. I mean, it was such a great morning. I just looked over and said, "What happened, bud? The bail come loose on you?" Or what?
I needed a CAT scan. You know what I mean? For mental status changes.
It got better. We got out of that cove. That was a bad cove. Had bad juju in that
I
cove.
guess had a different gravity to it.
You know what I tend to do?
Like
I attend all that too. Are the new bad luck charm that's always with us. Like, I can't seem to shake this bad luck charm.
Oh no,
it's constantly there. It's just like a shadow that just is like.
Do you have bananas in the boat?
It is. Yeah. It's. Did you ever hear the brand of bananas called Mr. Kennedy?
Oh yeah, that brand.
Come on, Catfish. He's not that.
Have you heard about this kid yet?
A little bit.
Oh yeah. So there's some. Will comes down a couple weeks ago, and we decide to go fishing. We take the boat over, and it's beautiful, and it's bright morning out. It's just getting daylight. It's gorgeous. There's not a cloud in the sky. Water's like glass. We pull into the boat ramp and we turn around, and there's a truck sitting there, and there's some kid sitting there fishing. Kid, I don't know, he's in his 20s or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
30s.
He's our age.
No, he's our age. He makes me feel old. But we were putting the boat in the water, and this kid's throwing whopper ploppers off the dam.
I don't know if he's a kid.
I call him a kid.
He's a man.
He's a man-child.
Let me rephrase. His name is Sean. Sean is throwing whopper ploppers off the dam. I don't really know what's going on yet, but there's some conversation with him and Will going on, and like I said, the weather's beautiful, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, are you going to take him with us?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, he's asking to go with us." And this guy looks down the dam. Sean's like, he looks over the boat. He's like, "Hey, do you care if I go?" And I was like, instantly clouds rolled in. The weather got choppy. The water started chopping up.
It wasn't like that at
And he had one rod.
Definitely like the curse of the banana. Just like it.
Exactly. He had one little tiny thing on his shoulder full of a couple things of bait and a rod. And I'm like, "Sure, you don't take up much room." I'm like, "Yeah, man, come on, bud. Hurry up. I'm late. I just want to get the boat in the water." Walks over to his truck. It's
Captain's
7 bags out. He's just like Steve. He's got 25 rods and 8 bags, and he comes down.
It's 2 rods.
He jumps on the boat, and we go out, and then that's when it happens. We're losing whopper ploppers and trees. I break 2 fish off, and he doesn't ever be quiet. He never stops talking.
He can't talk. He doesn't talk.
He He just doesn't. So this show, anyhow.
These are two drastically different stories.
I can't.
It's like the tale of two stripers.
Yeah.
We've actually, since then,
How did you meet him?
I have no clue. I thought it was at the boat ramp when he was crying about getting on the boat. Actually, I'm pretty sure that whenever I was building this boat,
Yes. That sounds a little bit more
back
familiar.
up now. It does familiar. When I was building the boat, getting ready for the upcoming show that's coming out on Sunday, since we're airing this on Sunday.
How about that?
So I think we finally can actually mention that maybe.
Maybe some big news coming. National TV.
I was looking for certain fuses and stuff like that for the boat, and I walked into a local Gettysburg Napa, and this guy walked up to me and was like, "Hey, hi, hey, Uncle Catfish." I'm like, "Oh,
Hi, stalker.
yeah." He's
Easy,
like,
Deke.
"Yeah." He's like,
Well,
"Well,
first impression of that.
he called
He's
it."
on a national radio show.
He's a
Once in a
social
while,
media
someone's
sensation.
Well, he's like, "I just DM'd you earlier." I was like, "Really? Cool, man. Where's these fuses at?" And then turns out this kid Sean lives down the street from me.
The kid Sean.
So it's
He's got a beautiful brick house with this giant star on it, and lives right across the street from this massive gingerbread $1 million governor's house. And you would never know it because it's about a half a mile from me. But every morning that I leave the driveway, and make a right with the boat, he's like standing at the mailbox going, "Hey, bud, you going fishing?"
It's really cool because, like he said, the guy actually listens to the show.
Oh, he's a big fan.
And then realized that Catfish and that they lived in the same place,
nice.
so he reaches out. You know what I mean?
Not stalking at all, then. Okay.
No, it was a weird happenstance. When he's actually asked me, I think the first time we met, honestly though, I think he's like, "Hey, how's the boat build coming?" So he's up to date and he's current on the podcast. So, all joking aside, he literally is super helpful. He's always bringing Moses family jerky. He's always, every time I turn around, he's trying to be pleasant and giving and helping. He's a great net man.
Great net.
I
don't think I've ever seen him.
And he doesn't.
He's like Stevie.
He doesn't talk your ear off. He lets me do most of the talking. Is what I like.
Files them down.
He likes to fish in the back of the boat.
So Sean's the one that
rounded
gave
edges.
us the jerky, the Moses family jerky.
He is. Sean Kennedy is.
He hooked us up with those guys.
I think he's at Mr. Kennedy's. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah.
Something like that. But
Mr. Kennedy 22.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
right.
it, dude.
So we're going to edit all that good stuff I just said out about him because he is actually bad luck. Every time I go fishing with him, we have some amazing epic day, and I'm just worried today that he's not there. It's going to suck.
Right.
That's bad luck because now I got to take him every time.
Probably caught the biggest walleye with him.
Oh, I caught a monster walleye with him. Yeah, monster walleye on the boat.
Pretty
Out of Lake
sure he
Mead.
caught
Biggest
a
walleye I've ever
monster channel
caught.
cat.
Caught the biggest channel cat I've ever caught in Lake Mead with him on the boat.
That was
biggest
nice.
walleye. Caught my biggest personal best bass with him on the boat.
Handful of 5-pounders.
Yeah, we caught 4 or 5 5-pound bass in one day or something.
Nice.
He helps load the boat, unload the boat, blah, blah, blah. He's helpful. I don't know. He's 18-something years old. I don't know. 23. I don't know.
The kid Sean.
He does something with race cars in Napa. He pulls parts. He's a good person. Crappy fisherman, but a really good person. So it's not. I don't mind having him on the boat. So he's.
That's good.
What I like about him, and in all honesty, is he actually marches to kind of like his own drummer, where he won't. I pretty much use the same things every time, and then Catfish has whatever Catfish summons that day. He kind of, I don't know what he uses the technique to determine what lure he's using.
You got to put your ear to the water bum.
Stick it down. Gotcha.
They'll tell
That's
you.
why he always has a wet side of his face. Didn't you notice that?
The one side of the beard's dripping.
Yeah.
And then Kennedy, he throws his own stuff, completely different. So
it took
somebody's going to catch something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
And you kind of just.
It took him multiple trips out and dozens and dozens and dozens of bass being caught in front of him, making him net them to go, "Hey, try a hula stick."
Yeah.
You did change.
He's addicted to hula sticks now, but it took a while for him to, not because he's stubborn, but because I totally no, I love that. I respect a guy that wants to throw what he wants to throw, so that was cool. I don't know. I'm not going to give him a big head. I doubt I'll ever invite him back on the boat again.
Probably stop listening then after this.
Yeah. So
is he packed in your bag to go to Canada?
Listen, it's very cool to have a brand new friend and a neighbor that's close to me, because I've, through this podcast, I've learned how to hang out as brothers and hunt together and fish together with other people instead of by myself. And to have somebody that lives 2 minutes down the road that I can fish with at night instead of by myself, it was.
There's been times.
It's very cool to meet a new friend, and he fits the bill, man. He would fit right in with our group. So.
There's been times where you've kind of hermit crabbed, kind of backed into your garage and oh
no, he shows up on his Yamaha scooter. Yeah, I'm not even safe in my garage anymore. Shows up on his little Yamaha scooter. I'm not even safe in the garage.
That's awesome.
Nice.
No, that's cool. He's a cool cat, man.
Yeah, I'm just giving him crap. He's a cool kid.
He reminds me of, was it Ghostbusters where the neighbor? Hey, you're out. Oh, I saw. Hey, you always know.
Well, that's how I'm making him out to be, but he's really not. I mean,
all right.
No, he's not like that at all. I'm just busting.
Ned Ryerson?
Ghostbusters.
No, I know, but I jumped over to the ground.
The Bill Murray connection.
Yeah.
Those pop culture references take me.
It's just he met Ned Ryerson like every day.
Yeah.
So what do you got there, Deek?
So we have some news that is breaking to all of our listeners.
Some huge news.
Because we haven't talked about this at all.
Oh, I know. We've been sitting on this bed for a couple weeks.
This is like a lunker of a story.
We've been spawning this out for.
We have been spawning this out, bud.
This out for weeks.
So Catfish was on a TV show called Lunkerville with Mike D, and it's a pretty cool show. Catfish's episode will be on CBS Sports, and it will be on WFN Network, which is the World Fishing Network. You can look for listings of those shows. We'll also have it posted on Facebook, I would assume, right, guys?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll try our best.
So watch it, support it. Also, go follow Lunkerville TV on Facebook.
He's on Amazon Prime, too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, old episodes. So, like last season, the current season won't be on Amazon until the fall.
Okay.
Or later.
Gotcha.
It'll also be re-aired on Discovery, so it's a pretty cool thing.
Sweet. Catfish, what were you doing in those episodes? Can you give us a
Fishing.
Were you using hooks?
All right, sounds good. Kyle, you got anything?
Absolutely.
No, we did good. Mike D came down and
we had a nice time. Those guys are sweethearts.
We caught some bass and crappies and stuff, but we will have no spoiler alerts. We had a really nice time, and Mike D's a super cool dude. His cameraman,
Taco Van Slack.
His nickname was Taco, so we got along great. Daryl, who doesn't love tacos. We were blessed with amazing weather and some really good camaraderie. And not every time when you meet a total stranger does. Like the weird connection of being able to fish together and talk together. It didn't happen. Mike was super cool. So,
and the thing, if you want to learn more about Catfish, that's the thing about Mike D shows. He gets to know the person.
We talked about it a lot, and I haven't seen it myself yet. So I'm not going to promote it too much because who knows what he'll put out. Because I said a whole lot of stuff.
I'm sure it'll.
Who knows? I wonder
if one of those layers of the onion was peeled back.
I sure hope not. I try to keep that stuff in the garage. Sean keeps trying to pull it out of the garage. Keep it in there. No, it was fun, man. It was really.
That was an exciting day to be running like a back behind the scenes type thing that day. That was a lot of fun for me.
I couldn't do it without the support of you guys, but it was We'll see. You know, let's wait for the show to come out and we'll see what it makes of it.
So that was the same day that you caught 4 species on a Ned rig.
Yeah, buddy.
And
the same day that Will lost his striper due to your sharp fingernails.
Almost epic.
Due to your
We were almost.
We told every story, but the fact that
isn't that crazy?
But why we were at the lake fishing?
On a Tuesday.
In the middle of the day, yeah. Jeez. All right, you guys know
you
what
never
time it
know.
is?
You never know what you're gonna get with a little bit of box of chocolates.
Something's happening.
Is there a shaking?
I hear something shaking.
It's a shaking.
But I don't think it's going to be bacon.
This is the Better the Hunt topic hat. You guys can go to betterthehunt.com
there, Stevie.
while we're shaking it.
Check out all their products.
Shake,
Like
shake,
We got some new
shake,
topics
shake,
the
shake.
boat
week too.
Can you
What's
hear
that?
it shaking?
So we got some new topics.
Yeah, I can hear
added
it,
the
but-
past week.
Yes, we have.
Mr. Pikarowski and Nick Brasky.
Nick Brasky added some.
Well, tonight's topic, and the Better the Hunt topic hat, is topwater fishing tactics.
Oh God, I'm taking a break.
Catfish out.
I can't even begin to talk about that. Like it's a 5-hour
I think,
podcast.
so one of the tactics is where you send it out
And you reel back in.
and then you pull it back in, and you make it go wop wop plop 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 wop wop plopper wop
Now-
wop plop plop.
Yeah.
I got a quick story to tell about this because this.
I hope that if that inspired a story, then this has got to be good.
Because Catfish and I had the chance to fish
You triggered
with our
him.
buddy George and his son Jeremy from Pocono Outdoors Guy.
Oh yes.
On
I
Saturday.
was waiting for you to bring this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had an awesome time. I know George is going to do a show about it, so we don't want to give too much away because it was actually really great.
Good luck
Really
holding
great day.
Stevie back, George.
But yeah, good point. But no, we were. This was really, and I know Catfish doesn't like hearing this awesome stuff about themselves. But we're fishing, whopper plopper. Will had bought me I don't know what the name of it was, but it's a river to sea topwater bait, and it was like had a whopper plopper tail on it.
Had a double blade on the back, right?
Yeah.
On the front and back?
No, it had a plopper. A plopper
front
face
and a helical on the back
Yeah.
that made the whopper plopper sound.
So I'm casting it out, reeling it back, doing a little popping it a little bit, and Catfish is like, you couldn't have scripted this any better. You honestly couldn't. Catfish just cast it out there, wait 3 seconds, give it a pop, wait 3 seconds, and then start cranking it in.
While he was doing it.
Yeah. So he's all right. Cast it out there. Okay. Wait. Give it a pop. Wait 3 seconds. He couldn't have scripted any better. It worked perfectly.
And I'm like, there. He'll get it right there. Watch it.
Yeah.
Boom.
He's saying, boom. You're gonna get it right here. And sure enough,
He called the bite.
he called the bite.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Wasn't that his first time catching fish on topwater?
Mine.
Jeremy.
Jeremy's.
He's that. I don't know. I know he's not. He wasn't a huge bass fisherman, which I hope George talks a lot about that because I was really happy for him.
He was getting ready to short drift the back of the boat.
If I was like a WWF wrestler, I would have
You had him above the ring.
suplexed him out of the boat because he
Had Stevie been able to reach his line,
yeah.
he would have stripered that line if he would have been able to reach it.
Oh man, yeah, he would have.
The fish that this kid was coming in, it was
nuts.
It looked like a humpback whale clearing the water. And Stevie's like, "That's a bass."
Yeah. Woo. Yeah.
I thought it was a striper jumping out of the way. It was nice. It was a tank. We won't say how big it was, but it was over 6.
Couple of them.
Wow.
Couple of them.
Yeah, he caught a lot of big bass that day.
And those were all on topwater, guys.
So we used 3 different topwater baits that day. Just a regular, the normal whopper plopper, this popping whopper plopper,
The 2017.
the 2017 whopper plopper, and then the Zare Spook.
Which is what I was throwing. Which is exactly what I was throwing. The Zero Spook, just to make it clear, worked tremendously that day.
It did.
Yes.
Just walking it.
Just walking it. Here's the greatest thing about fishing topwater, since we're on the subject. There are times where you can throw out and make a ton of noise, especially if you have a little chop. You have to make more noise, so that they can find it. You can work it a little faster. There's times that you throw it out and just burn it in because they want to chase it. Not during this time in the post spawn. However, like right now during the post spawn, they still want to keep aggressive. They want to keep anything away from their fry. However, they're not going to take chances to go chase something if they don't have to. So in this situation, this time of year, what worked the best for us, no matter what lure we threw, was to literally throw it out there, make a couple pops with it, make noise with it, and let it sit. 95% of all of our strikes were when that topwater bait sat there for 30 seconds or more, and then they smashed it when it was sitting still, because it was hard to get the guys to go, just let it sit. Like after a while, I got George to start saying it. Hey, just let it sit. He was telling Jeremy, don't move it.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a frog technique.
It is. It's just floating there, and that's when they smashed it. And ultimately, 2 or 3 of the fish that we caught, including one of the big ones, was actually like throw it out, you're popping it a couple of times, turn around to talk to somebody or do something else.
Yeah.
And you didn't even see the strike. He sucked it under the water whenever you weren't looking. Because that's I'm standing there, and I went to turn the boat like I always do and turn on my back, and Stevie's like, you got a fish on, bud. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's right.
He saw the bite, but I didn't, and I just started reeling. I'm like, wow, that's a nice bass.
Yeah.
But the technique of topwater, I guess my point is you don't always have to work it exactly the way the bait says to work it. You don't have to walk a spook. You don't have to pop a popper at you don't have to crank it at a certain speed. Play with the topwater bait and see what the fish want. When you get a strike working it a certain way, continue to hone in on that. It can be as little as throwing it out there, twitching it, and let it sit literally and count to 100. It's painfully slow, but if it catches you more fish, it's painfully fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's days that they don't want it unless it's going faster than they can chase it. So make sure you're changing up your techniques. Don't throw topwater bait the same every single time, because if you're throwing it and it's not working, don't think topwater's turned off. It could just be your presentation.
I'll add to that. I don't throw a lot of topwater. I'm a swim bait, whatever, holistic, kind of soft plastic guy. Having said that, some of the most exciting strikes or fishing or misses all come from topwater.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it just, the water explodes. Like, it just blows up. And then, like, even a miss. And you're kind of bummed because it missed, but you're also, like, still freaking out.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, my favorite type of fishing.
Yeah.
Other than catfishing, sitting around because of the camaraderie and waiting for a rod to look like it's going to break when they hit it. The kayaks being, pulled around.
I'm jonesing for that.
Yeah. Topwater, I have dreams about it. Daydreams about it. Just watch. Just the morning we went out, Stevie and I, it was dead calm, flat surface. So you had to work it slow anyhow, because you can throw it you can throw a bait out there that makes a lot of noise, and believe it or not, even a big older bass, if you make too much noise with it, it can actually spook them.
Yeah.
You got to find that happy medium of what the fish wants. Once you catch 1 or 2, don't do anything different until it changes. Sun comes up, water temperature comes up, whatever. They may want it faster, but change it constantly until you find out what's working. Just don't think, nothing's biting today. Topwater's not on. This is the wrong lure. It's the wrong color. It could be all in presentation.
It's really cool too, because dragging a swim bait, you're kind of just retrieving it, or bouncing it off the bottom. Those whopper ploppers or spooks, they have a sound. They have a technique, and they have and it's like playing the drums. Like how hard you hit the drums or whatever. It has its own little tones and intonations and different things like that.
Even the different size whopper ploppers. Yeah. I have thrown the smaller one, 100 cast. Put the medium size one on because it makes a different, slower popping sound. I can reel it at a slower speed versus a faster speed between the 2 baits and make a different sound with it. It's a slower plop instead of that plop, 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 with the smaller one. You can reel it as a slower bait with the bigger one and get that plop, 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 bang, 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 as soon as I put the bigger one on. So just changing the sound in general. And there's a lot of times, like Deek's right, if you throw frogs that make no sound at all, sometimes that's what they want.
Yeah.
You know, the silhouette of something is, I keep waiting. I'm asking Larry Dahlberg, you need, please make a catfish silhouetted whopper plopper, baby catfish, or I want that so bad. Now, somebody put pipe cleaners in a whopper plopper for me, wouldn't they?
You're throwing that with braid, right? Because you don't want the stretch on
Correct.
the top water.
I'm throwing mine with braid, yes. Now I do throw some top water with my 25-pound mono. Mm-hmm. But it depends on where. If I'm in around rocks that I know there's a lot of rocks, I will throw some mono. But if I'm in around lily pads and grass, I'll throw a lot of braid.
I got to segue into another story real quick here.
Yeah, go
Segue
ahead.
away.
Here we go.
So after we stopped fishing topwater on Saturday, Catfish turned me into a firm believer on the Z-Man hula sticks. And I think I pretty well cleaned you out on them, so I felt bad.
I had to go shopping again.
Yeah, so I stopped at...
He gets you hot on one thing and then says, here, try this.
Try this. But so I had to stop at Hoghead's, the bait shop there down by Pinchot today, and I talked to our buddy Logan, who works there. And
I was there the night before getting them too.
So I think I put them on the front seat of your truck. But anyway, so I was talking to our buddy Logan, and he said, asked me what I was doing, and I told him I was going to stop over to Lake real quick, and he said, oh yeah, they're catching such and such a fish at such and such a place, and I'm not going to tell you. You got to go in there and
talk to Logan yourself.
You got to pay for that information. So stop in there and talk to Logan. But so I happened to stop by at such and such a place today, and I'm throwing topwater, just like Logan. You know, Logan's probably he's one of the best fishermen I know.
He's a fishing guru. Yeah.
Whatever he says, I'm gonna do. So he said throw topwater. So what do? I throw topwater and happened to use that lure that was working for me on Saturday, and sure enough, I got slammed. And this was on braid, 20-pound braid. I got slammed, and it was a tank. And it would have been my personal best, whatever. And so I'm reeling it, and I'm horsing it because I got 20-pound braid on. And it comes to the surface, and I see the stripes. So you know what it is. Phil?
A perch.
Muskie.
Sonny.
It's
Bluegill.
none of those.
Crappie.
No.
Easily crappie. Channel catfish.
It's a striper. So Stevie's got his first freshwater, topwater striper on.
Rockfish on.
And I'm freaking out. But
because the last time this happened,
it didn't turn out so well. So I'm freaking out, and sure enough,
I remember
this striper wraps itself around a concrete abutment or piling or something, and breaks off. It was on braid. So there's
double-edged sword.
The abrasion resistance of braid is lower than mono.
Absolutely.
Much lower. So there's two words. Hold on a second. There's two words to
you can't say them on this show.
Regret.
No. This would have been
mono leader.
No. Almost epic.
Yeah. Now you know how Will feels.
It was. It was one of those.
Is this going to be a sleepless night?
It might be. I've been trying so hard.
Good thing you
need to have Ryan write you a blog what it feels like to lose every striper. Every striper I've ever caught, I've lost.
Yeah, we're new to striper fish, hybrid striper.
Let me throw this. I didn't think about this either. Like we had a good time when you come down fishing with George with Pocono Outdoor guys. Will's come down. You two have monopolized the front of this boat and have made it where you guys,
that, bud. Oh,
whoever's on the front of the boat seems to have either the most fish or the biggest fish or the best day.
That's not true.
If your casting is on. But you two must be cousins because both of you have something similar in common that I've noticed as a pattern. It's a fishing pattern.
Genetics.
You hook a lot of fish and they fall off at the boat.
That did happen.
How many did you lose at the boat where they just fell off the hook?
It's probably not an exaggeration to say we're in close to double digits, if not in the double digits.
Are you pinching barbs?
No.
But it seemed like it.
But one.
And Will did the same thing. A lot of his crappies were falling off at the boat.
Oh, crappies. I shake them
Stevie, did you crimp
I don't want to take
barbs?
I crimped
Will's
my
defense,
not looking.
You know, a crappie does have a paper lip, though. I mean,
Are you
I just don't know. I don't see that many fish come off unless it's in the Meiser family. Like it's like they
Did that happen to me?
Plan on doing no.
When I was in the front of the boat?
Oh, I easily lost. I don't know.
No, you caught.
How many crappies?
You were catching 40-inch muskie on 6-pound line. You weren't losing them.
Were you at the front of the boat?
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, but see, that was in.
You know what's going to be great is when I have Deek, Will, and you in the boat, and
I'll
somebody
go to the back. It's
somebody wants the front of the
You
boat.
will.
I'm standing in the front.
Good luck with that.
I'll let the cousins fight it out in the front.
Ekfar, I'll just come and watch the show from the bank.
Unlike you, I wrestled.
Both of you can fall in, and then I'll go to the front.
Oh my! Hey,
I'll bring the.
I really appreciate you guys coming down there. We've had some really great fishing trips the last couple of weeks, and I really appreciate Mr. Kennedy for
I need work to slow down so I can get out with you,
amusing
bud.
my story about him tonight. I think that he's actually like 27, so I apologize.
I don't know
like
how
a
old he is,
great
but
guy.
he's also, I think we did that topic a little bit of justice.
We did.
I would.
It's mono if you're fishing around top water, around concrete.
Pylon.
Abutment.
Well, yeah, if you have anything you can have abrasion, you want to have some sort of mono, either a leader or a main line. If you don't care about that part, then just go braid. If you
I'll tell you,
if you want to lose a striper
I was
on
getting really cocky
piling.
when I was close to that. Like, I don't know what Will's talking about. This is nothing.
If you want to go on the topic and you want to go try topwater fishing, let's just go for the people who haven't done it yet. They don't know what to buy. Go get yourself a whopper plopper, a zero spook, and a frog. Mm-hmm. And just go throw them. Eventually, your eyes are going to light up because the water will explode on something, and you'll go, "I have a new addiction," and then that's it. It's
trying
it. Yeah. Don't give up just because you throw it 50 times.
I still have not caught one. I caught a largemouth on topwater. I've caught stripers and I've caught blues on topwater, but no largemouths.
Oh,
How about a muskie?
Mike, dude, we caught like 50 bass last Saturday on
Well,
topwater.
if you would stop canoeing for like 10 minutes.
Topwater is my favorite.
For like 10 minutes.
I want to give a big shout out to. Look, did I tell you about the box that came to my house for Canada?
No.
No,
Sort of, but not really.
no, we didn't.
Box of what?
I wish we did, though.
Yeah.
Dude, Lacey comes in, this big box in her arm. Something else. You know what she says? Something else must have came for your Canadian trip from Amazon.
Oh, my.
There's a few things from Amazon coming in for.
tabs.
Yeah. So this box comes in, doesn't even have my address
Your
on it.
birthday is officially out of control.
Yeah, it's the wrong address. I know, right? It's a giant box of 6, 7, 8, 10. I don't even count them. Different flavors of beef jerky.
Oh, yeah?
And multiple different kinds of beef sticks and everything from Moses Family Jerky. Like they hooked us up to go to Canada.
Out of Hanover, a big shiny pouch of meat.
Oh, and it's good.
Thank you, Moses family.
We had some of that last week. Right?
Remember how good it was?
It was delicious.
Well, I got a giant box of it. And I ain't sharing it.
Bless your heart.
I actually wasn't even going to tell you, so I was just going to pack it in my bag.
I told Steve, he's like, I'm going to get some of that. And I was like, good luck. It's packed next to his underwear.
I can hear Buckman now. Catfish, why are you in the bathroom all this whole trip?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm in there. I got empty bags of beef jerky everywhere.
What the heck are you doing in there? You remind him of my teenage boys.
Baby
We got 3 birthdays to celebrate this week.
Who's that?
Bucky's got a birthday, Catfish has got a birthday, and our host, our Tyler Dunn,
Our brother from the north.
Isn't that so? You guys are going to be fishing with our brother from the north
I can't
on their
wait.
birthday.
During birthday week.
That
if you
is
haven't
so
heard,
cool.
he and Catfish have the same exact birthday.
He's a fishing
I'm not surprised.
god, Tyler Dunn.
Not a coincidence.
There's fishermen, and then there's Tyler Dunn.
There's Tyler.
The day the bass went scared.
Did I tell you about the statues in Scandinavia? They have them in Brazil.
Yeah.
No.
Them statues on Easter Island. That's all Tyler Dunn's family. Back in the day.
Fishing done right.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to hear.
I can't wait just to get there.
Yeah.
How long's the drive again? Like 22 hours without stopping?
I'm hearing like 22, but it could be a little bit longer.
You got bathroom breaks and
We're in it. We don't necessarily need to. We got
the old RV.
Uncle Ron's RV.
You're gonna have to stop and get gas.
No, we're taking 100 gallons of gas with us when we have to stop.
Yeah, but Phil might be
out the window.
No, I think we literally are taking 80 gallons of fuel on the back of the RV, aren't we?
We're taking some fuel. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Phil might be able to fill up that gray water tank on the trip in 22 hours.
I've got a hospital urinal. I'm taking it with me, guys.
You gotta dump it out the back window.
Just dumping it out the window as we go.
You need room for that gray water tank, man.
It's gonna
your wipers work if you're behind.
Yeah.
R2 boy.
Dear Lord.
This is gonna be an epic journey to Canada. The last couple hours is dirt road type stuff.
Yeah.
Take spare tires. The last group that I know that went through
Never came
every
back.
spare tire they took.
Yeah. That's on Ron.
That was another high school adventure.
We have AAA.
No, I wasn't.
We're at Lake Nipigon, 4 hours in the middle of nowhere. Can you come bring us a tire? Hurry up, the fish are biting.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to walk back 2 days just to get cell phone reception just to call. It'll be glorious. So
No, they drive by like once a day on that road. Just AAA does.
I hope not.
Probably just, looking for moose.
All right.
Guys,
I'm excited. Buck, the grin on your face says it all.
let's get it on. One more sleep if we can do that. And
we'll try and check in. I think we're going to try and do like
some lives.
Well, Tyler said we could hike up the mountain to the ranger station and get free Wi-Fi if we hide under the porch.
Oh, really?
Gotcha.
Maybe.
As long as Blaine doesn't catch us and chase us off.
Yeah. Stick us down a barrel.
The ranger's name is Blaine. I hear she's pretty tough.
Oh, guys, we could keep on laughing all night long.
I think I'm gonna.
But
a long drive.
You do have a long drive.
He's got like a 24-hour drive ahead.
It's 4 hours and 15 minutes.
And I got to go and pretend to sleep and lay awake and smile all night thinking about
I'm gonna miss
It's like Christmas morning.
Oh, it is. Before we leave, this is a dream fulfilled for me coming up, guys.
Oh, heck yeah. My first time ever, yeah.
The worst is we can't even get updates from them.
It serves you right. Everyone knew about this for over a year.
I just heard about it yesterday.
Yeah, I got an invite this morning to it. I was like, what's this invite?
I pulled
RSVP literally just showed up to my house yesterday.
I pulled a Kyle. Hey, guys, guess what? We're going to be going to Canada if you want to go along. If you're bored, next week.
So
we're all showing up in New Jersey one day, you know it.
Yeah.
I would, but it costs like $30 in tolls just to get there.
I'll pay for your tolls. Good gravy.
How much is a New Jersey fishing license, or do they even have one?
They don't have one.
I didn't think so.
Jersey.
But you need like a beach pass. Don't you have to pay for to get on the beach in Jersey?
Not where I go.
It's like you have to wear a thing around your neck to carry an umbrella on the beach.
Beach pass? Where we're going, we need no beach pass. Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, where can they get a hold of us, guys?
They can find us at rutandriverpursuits.com. They can find us also on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter. And they can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and CastBox.
Rut and River Pursuits.
And while you're over there, don't forget to give us a review because we love the feedback. And also, don't forget, we're always looking for new topics for the Bear of the Hunt topic hat.
Yeah.
Check out our YouTubes.
Rut and River Pursuits podcast. All right.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
Rig 'em weedless.
There been no tree, he would have casted 40 yards.
Like to the street.
Yeah.
Past the house to the street.
And it was great, though. I mean, it was such a great morning.
I'm not privy to that.
Good one, buddy.